Greetings, family. This is Kali, the Master Headhunter. I hope that everybody is well and in great standing when this video reaches you. I know I am late with my video, but that's okay. I've been really busy. I've made a blog. I have made some chat rooms. I've done doing some things. I'm working some things. So yes, I've been very, very busy. So I apologize for this being a delay, but without further ado, here it is. And I'm talking about the astral body today. The astral body is the seat of your emotions. Everything that you've ever done in this lifetime and previous lifetimes will be known in the astral body. In this society, we're so used to going to therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists and counselors. And most people get on medication for depression or bipolar, or they put you on medication for ADHD, or, all types of issues. The first time you have any type of sadness, they want to throw you on medication, not wondering, okay, let's get to the root of the problem. What makes you feel sad, But they may ask you that, but at the same time, they still, excuse me, my hair wasn't doing what I wanted to do. Anyway, they ask you those things, but then they want to put you on medication as well. So I'm coming on here with alternate solutions so that you guys can learn yourself, learn your astral body, which is your emotions. We just want to say, oh, I astral travel. It's your emotions. It's the way you think. It's the way you feel. So we're going to dive into that just a little bit, just a little. We're going to touch on the surface. And then maybe on a later day, we can come on here and really elaborate it. Or I can do that on my show. So let's go ahead and talk about the astral body. I've written down some notes. Give me a second, you guys. I'm trying to be more organized. Of course, I have my trusty board here, So we're going to be talking about the astral body. And I hope that you guys can see me really well. This background and everything is going to change really soon. So I just ask that you work with me. Have patience with me. Okay. All right. The astral body, which is your emotions. Okay. So let me read a little bit about the astral body to you. All right. The astral body, also known as your emotional body, is the carrier of feelings, emotions, and character traits. It occupies about the same space as the physical body. In a hardly developed person, its contours are barely discernible, and the astral body has the appearance, it looks cloudy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really formed or developed. All right. Now, when you were unaware or you undeveloped as an individual of who and what you are, your astral body looks cloudy and is chaotic in all directions. The more aware or developed of yourself that you become, the astral body becomes brighter and clearer. Okay, that means your feelings, your inclinations, your character traits. Did I say inclinations? Emotions is what I meant to say. Okay, so who you are is tied up and wrapped up in your emotional body. Your character is wrapped up in your astral body. Okay, I said emotional body a minute ago. Same thing, astral body. The way you behave and why you behave is inside of you in your astral body. That's why they say the answers. That's why it is said the answers are always inside of you. Because everything that you need to know about yourself comes with every subtle body that you have. Comes with yourself, comes with your soul. You get a new body, a new etheric body every time you come, but your astral, your mental, and your spiritual body stays the same. So who you are as a being, all the experiences that you have had, that you've drawn from, it is trapped in the astral body, okay? And in order to balance those things out, in order to balance yourself out, You know how they say, you have an imbalance. Well, you have to go to your astral body, which is your emotions, to balance those things out. Because if you never do, the problem will keep reoccurring and you'll keep wondering why you're going through this, why you're going through that. I went through this such and such amount of years ago. I don't understand why I keep running into this same type of problem. I don't understand why I keep running into this same type of man or woman. I don't understand why these situations is always happening to me. Why do I always get in situations where I have to learn how to control my temper? Why do people always try my patience? Why do people always try to use me? Why do people always try? So these are the reasons. Those reasons and more sit in your astral body. All right. The aura of the astral body has an oval form and may extend several yards beyond and around a person. Every change in emotions is radiated out into the aura by the astral body. This takes place primarily through the chakras and to a small extent through the pores. So it comes out through your pores. You know how you sweat? Okay? It comes out. You know what I mean? Your emotions come out, basically is what that is. Every change in emotions is radiated out into the aura by the astral body. So every time your emotions change, it does something to you. It triggers. It's like a archive. And what happens is when you go through things or you go through situations, the astral body uses the emotions as an archive, for lack of better terms, to learn how to, or to figure how to deal with the situation. Now you have to learn how to override that system. And I'm jumping way ahead, but it's for a reason. You have to learn how to override what you have been programmed into. Because what you have been programmed into, more than likely, is not you. Now, if you know yourself and you know how to go within and draw from who you are, draw your strength, your energy, re-energize yourself, rejuvenate yourself, then I'm not talking to you. But if you do not know how to go in there and do that, if you're on antidepressants, if you're on antipsychotics or whatever they call them, if you claim depression or any of these things, then I'm speaking to you. If you have a character that is very hard to tame within yourself, then I'm talking to you. All right. You have to learn how to balance yourself out. And the only way you're going to learn how to balance yourself out is if you work with your astral body, which is your emotions. You have to balance it. Like I said before, you have to override what you have been programmed to think that you're supposed to do. And it takes work. And yes, it is difficult. I'm not going to sit in front of you and tell you it's not, because it is. Because I'm doing the same thing. It's gotten easier. You see what I'm saying? You have to form the habit. They say, 6 weeks, 28 days, you have a habit formed? Form your habit. Form your habit. You have to practice it. And it will keep coming around at first because it's a test and you're not used to it. So you have to breathe, you have to think, breathe deeply, think before you react, before you speak. Think before you think, really, to be honest, because take it slow, because you're not used to disciplining yourself in these ways. Okay. So it comes out through the pores, it has different colors. Your astral body mirrors every momentary feeling of all your fleeting emotions. So every time you go through something, like I said, it goes into the archive, which basically mirrors everything that you're dealing with because it's already inside of you. You're programmed. Okay? Some of your programming is not from who you are. Some of your programming comes from the food, the immunizations, the things we watch on television, the radio, the music, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It depends. It really boils down to culture and nationality, but I'm not going to touch on that right now, okay? The astral body consists of an indescribable play of constantly changing colors, shining in all hues, okay? While emotions such as fear, anger, depression, or worry will cause dark clouds to appear in your aura. But the more you open up your consciousness to love, devotion, and joy, the brighter and more transparent the colors of the emotional aura will glow. So you know how you see some people and just like they have a cloud, like say Eeyore, for instance, because that's a very great analogy. Eeyore is always depressed. Eeyore talks like he's depressed. Eeyore has this dark cloud hanging, this grayish, don't let me say dark, grayish looking dark cloud over his head. And he's always, hey, poo. Oh, bother. Well, nobody pay me any attention. I'm a nobody. And that is Eeyore's character. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Depression, anger, fear, worrying, anxiety. Come on now. Anxiety is supposed to be a good thing. It's not supposed to be a bad thing, you know? Like, it's a rush. They call it a rush. You know what I mean? You're on a roller coaster and you know, you got this anxiety because you know you're about to go over the ledge and down. Like, that is what anxiety really should be. Or the excitement of starting a new project. Or, oh my God, I'm going to be speaking in front of a whole bunch of people. Oh my God. You know, something like that. You know, starting a new job or whatever the case may be. I don't like to say job. Anyway, starting something new, that anxiety is supposed to be healthy. You know, it's supposed to fuel and motivate you, you know, towards that goal. But when you feel better about yourself, when you love yourself, all the colors that flow through you are bright and beautiful and transparent, and they maneuver, they flow, they jive with no problem, you know. But all that falls into how you feel about yourself. When you're pregnant, when a woman is pregnant, when a woman is pregnant, and the child is inside of her, every emotion that she feels, that child can see because of the colors that go on within your body. When you're angry, it's red. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm sure worrying and depression, some is like gray and red, reddish, like real dark, close to black, you know. I'm just assuming. You know, I'm sure when you're happy, you radiate colors of yellow and purple and everything. You just, you know, it's like, and I could just imagine what the baby sees, you know. And that's why they say how you feel, you know what I mean, when you're pregnant, determines every bit of difference how this child comes out and views the world. If there was nothing but anger and fighting and chaos going on around you, this is all this child inside of you is going to know. Let's just hope that they are conscious and aware enough of themselves when they come here that that doesn't happen. Okay, but for the most part, how you feel determines how the child will feel when it comes. I don't want to call it a baby because it's really not a baby, but that's the stage we go through. You know what I mean? It's really awesome if you think about how we come here and how we have to start from real small, you know, looking like a little reptile, a little amphibian in the womb, and then we form into this little being that we call a baby, you know, that comes out, and we have to go through the baby stage, then we go through the toddler stage, then we go through the child stage, then we go through adult stage, then we go through the elder stage, and et cetera, et cetera. But it's really amazing to me. I don't want to get off track. But how you feel when you're pregnant, or how that father feels when he conceives the child, if you ask me, has a lot to do with it. Your feelings and his feelings. That's why it's really important to match up with the right person, but that's going to be on another show, on another topic, to match up with the right person to have children with. I'm teaching my daughter that right now. You know, had I known, I'd have taught. I did teach my sons this to a certain degree, but I didn't have as extensive of knowledge as I have right now on the subject. It's very important, you know, who you mate with. You see what I'm saying? But it's important who you allow to come in your body. But all these things are for another topic. Okay, let's stick with that. Matter at hand is the astral body. Excuse me. So far, what do we know about the astral body? Okay, we know that it is your emotional body. Okay, we know that it is your emotional body. We also know it is the carrier of feelings, emotions, and character traits. Okay. We also know that it occupies the same space as the physical body. I have to pace myself. My mind be moving so fast, you guys. Um, we also know that, okay, we also know that it has an oval form and it may extend several yards beyond. Has a oval form and may extend several yards beyond the body. Okay, so, all right. I really wrote kind of big. So I don't have enough room to put everything that I want on there. So if you would like to pause this, you are more than welcome to. And I will erase this stuff on here and put the rest of this back on here, okay? So remember, the emotional body, and it carries the carrier of feelings, emotions, and character traits. It occupies the same space as the physical body. It has an oval form that extends several yards beyond the body, okay? That may extend, should I say it. Okay, so let me erase that. If you guys haven't gotten that down, go back, pause, do whatever you need to do, right? Okay. Also, every change in emotions. Wait a minute, where am I at? The change in the emotions takes place in your chakras. Okay. And to a small extent through the pores. Okay, I hope that y'all can see that. All right. Okay. And I'm going to erase this because, yeah. Okay. I've already said that. It mirrors every feeling that you have. Okay. So, all right, boom. It consists of a constant play of colors, and it also mirrors every emotion, every feeling that you have. All right. It mirrors every feeling that you have with the archive of memories and emotions that it has and consists within itself. Okay. Now, that much we done already covered. All right. Now, it also says none of the other subtle bodies shapes the average person's view of the world and reality as strongly as does the astral body. Okay, we're going to take a few minutes out of here, and we're going to have a part two. So if you are curious in part two, then stay tuned, and we'll see you in part two.